Hello everyone, welcome to Driven Life with Wanangwa. Welcome to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I believe that what I'm going to share with you will be a blessing to your life. So don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to this channel for more content. Alright, so without much ado, let us dive right into it. Today I would like to share about how long must you date before you get married? How long must you date before you get married? And so the first thing I would like you to understand is that there is a timeline of reasonability as far as marriage, getting married is concerned. There is a timeline where we can say it's reasonable for you to date. Outside of this timeline, it becomes weird and strange that you're still dating. You understand? So there is a timeline of reasonability, and it may be due to your plans, circumstances, and also your finances. So it may depend on those factors. But I want you to understand as well that your timeline is unique. The journey that you're going to walk in your dating relationship is unique to you. I don't want you to feel shame about that. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel pressure from outside. I know sometimes it becomes pressurizing when you see people, maybe your peers, getting married, taking the next step. But I'm telling you, your plans are not their plans. Their level of preparedness is not your level of preparedness. The voice of God in your life is not speaking the same thing to them as it is to you. So you must be able to embrace your own uniqueness. Your journey will not be like everybody else's. All right, nobody should pressure you into this. You must allow yourself to prepare, because this is a lifelong commitment. It's not something you just wake up to one day and feel like you're vibing to it and then you just step into it. This is not a vibe. This is a lifelong commitment. It's like you're gonna stay in this for your whole life. Okay? So you need to make sure, is it bad for you to take enough time to prepare for the rest of your life? Okay, you need to be patient. You need to take your time. Okay, because this pressure sometimes is just mental. You're just creating it for yourself. Stick to your plans. Okay, so make sure you're ready financially. Make sure you're ready mentally. Make sure you're ready spiritually as well. Okay, most males like to put this off for later because maybe they have so many plans. They're like, I want to do this, that, this, and that until before I actually step into this. And so they have so many plans. They want to build companies, they want to build houses, they want to build whatever they want to build before they settle down with someone. I'm like, sometimes we need to be to make sure we get our priorities in order. I know a man and his plans is so important. You can't separate them. So men are logical. They have steps to their life. They think sequentially. There's a sequence to everything they are doing. They want to do this, then that, then this and the other. Then they want marriage to come afterwards. But I want you to understand there is no greater thing than for you to actually build with someone. Okay? I'm really telling you the truth. You want to be able to have someone beside you to build together and walk in purpose together. I know I remember I heard someone telling me this. He said, as you're going towards this stage of your life, make sure as a single person you don't just seek to build everything before you actually settle down. Because at the end of the day, you may find out that you've built everything, you've bought furniture and all that. The next thing you know, someone comes into your house and says, no, I think this thing we can sell, it doesn't fit the house properly. And then you're like, okay, what's going on? And you find out that everything you bought in your singleness has been reversed and you have new things. Because the yearning for a couple is that we want to have things around us and in our homes that we have bought together, we have built together. So that concept of building together is vital. So I think it's not necessary for you to actually build everything to fulfill all your plans before you settle down. I think what matters is for you to simply have cash flow. Okay, cash flow enough to sustain you month upon month, year upon year as a family. Okay, it's not about you being a millionaire before you get married. What if you built together going towards that goal? Okay, you don't need to be a millionaire at all. You just need to have enough cash flow for you to actually sustain yourselves. Okay, and also have females who maybe fantasize about the wedding day, they fantasize about marriage, they're like, I can't wait to have babies, and all those things. They see other married couples maybe on social media, maybe in their neighborhood, at church. They're like, I want to have that. They can't wait. There's a yearning in their soul that keeps them awake at night. The next thing you know is like giving pressure to their male partner to say, I want this, I want this, I want that. But what I've discovered is most of the people who fight for these things and who fantasize about these things, they may not even be ready for them. It's just that they can only see the highs of marriage and they want it. I'm like, are you prepared? Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay, because readiness is not just about material. It's about here. It's about your character. It's about your attitude. Are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to be a married partner? Are you ready to face the pressures of marriage? So it's really important for you to take your time to allow yourself to think practically and to make sure you count the cost as you step into this phase. Okay, and there are also some people who put this off for later, some ladies who put this off for later to say, I want to build my career and all that before I actually think about this. I would like to encourage you not to think like that at all. Okay, I would like to encourage you to really give marriage a chance. Okay, prioritize this thing. If marriage is something that you want to get into, don't put this off for later. And I hate to be the bearer of this news, but I'm telling you, biology is a factor. You don't have all the time in the world. Okay, there is a timeline for healthy pregnancy. There's a timeline for healthy parenting. Like where now there's this time where you can be very engaged as a parent, but as time goes on, your energy levels begin to dwindle, and you need to make sure that you have children at the right time. Make sure you have you get pregnant at the right time. Make sure you know your fertility period. Don't just be a person who makes plans and maybe buy into this masculine mindset that is being pushed on ladies nowadays. Okay, you're not male. Okay. So you can't just put this off for later as if it's always in your control. It's not. I know some people may be sensitive to this, but if someone is not going to say it, okay, maybe I'll be the one to do so. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. I'm not saying this in any way to offend anyone, but I want you to understand the importance of this. Consider everything. Don't just put it off for later. You don't have all the time in the world. Okay? Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says everything is beautiful in its right time. What that is telling us is that there is beauty when you allow the voice of God to position you in your journey of life. There is beauty when you are actually in the season as God ordained for you. Okay, there is beauty when you are doing things that are right at the right time. You are consistent with the purposes of God. There is beauty. That beauty looks like the goodness of God following you all the days of your life. That beauty looks like the favor of God covering you. Everything you touch is prospering. Wherever you step, possession is happening. Do you understand what I mean? There is beauty when you do things at the right time. Angels are there to protect you. Heaven is there to back you. You must allow yourself to know the times and seasons that God has orchestrated for your life and walk consistently. Walk accordingly, according to what God has said. So everything is beautiful in its right time, but everything is also ugly at the wrong time. Make sure you pursue right timings in your life. So let's get to the crux of the matter. How long should you take before you get married? Number one, I want you to consider this. Ask God for guidance. Okay? Like I said, your story is unique to you. Nobody's going to walk through life the way you're doing right now. And make sure you embrace that. So ask God for guidance. Let Him lead you. Okay? Say, God, what do you want us to do? When do you want us to get married? Okay? When should we start preparing? Ask God for guidance. Okay? Don't be carnal. Let the Holy Spirit lead you. He says, as many in Romans 8, as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. If you're truly a believer, you allow the Spirit of God to lead you on this journey. Okay? Number two, agree on a plan. The Bible says in Amos 3 that two cannot walk together unless they agree. Okay? Just because you're ready doesn't mean your partner is ready. So make sure you agree on a plan. Make sure you agree on a plan. Okay, you must agree on a plan. Make sure this plan is consistent with the purpose of God for your life. Agree on a plan. All right. The other thing, number 3, is take time to know each other. Take enough time. Take enough time. I know there have been people who have gotten married maybe after 5 months or 8 months. If it has worked out for many years, I applaud them. But you cannot know anybody in 8 months. You're like, what do you mean by knowing them? You need to know enough about them. And most importantly, how do they handle negative circumstances in their lives? How do they handle negativity? How do they handle pressure? Okay. Because you're not dating just for the sake of it. You're not dating just for love. Okay. There is purpose. And you want somebody, a partner, a helper, or even someone to lead as a man who can handle pressure. And these things, sometimes you may not discover them in 8 months. For me, I would really encourage you to take a good 2 years, at least. Date for that long. You're like, I don't have all the time in the world. I get it. Unless you're older. Maybe you're older. That's when it drives me to the 4th point. If you find a partner late, maybe in your late 30s and towards your 40s, maybe take at least a year. Okay, you're like, I'm old enough. I can read people from in a short period of time. Not really. Nobody is ever good like that. Okay. So take at least a year. That I can understand. But if you're young, you can spare 2 years. Spare 2 years for dating. You need to get to know each other. You need to know your attitude. You need to know those things, character, properly, and then count the cost to say, are we ready to take the next step? I'm telling you, marriage is something that needs you to prepare for. Okay. What are you doing as you're courting for 2 years? You're trying to evaluate, is this person someone I would like to partner with for the rest of my life? Do you understand? It's a lifelong journey. I don't even know if some people actually understand this. It's you the rest of your life. Don't you think it's 2 years too much for you to take time to actually prepare for something that is going to take the rest of your life? Believe you me, you must give it enough time. Okay, I know you see people maybe in the West who can take maybe just a week or 2, they get married and they stay together for a long time. But you ask them, how were the few years that you began together? How were they? You find out that they were so rocky, some of them, that some of those things could have been avoided if it simply took time to prepare. I know there have been stories of people who got married and they didn't even have jobs. They're like, we made it work, look at us now. You don't have to have a job. Not really. Just because it worked in some few times doesn't mean it should become a prescription. I'm telling you, you must allow yourself to take enough time to prepare. Okay? So the final thing I would like to say, that's number 6, is that don't go beyond 5 years unless you have a good reason for it. Don't go beyond 5 years unless you have a very good reason. Okay? Unless it's finances where you don't have money at all. Okay? Unless maybe you're still schooling and you're like, you just need to finish it. Okay? And even that should not take too long after 5 years. You understand what I mean? At least take 2 years and at most 5 years. Okay, unless there's a good reason. So that's, for me, that looks like it's ideal for me. And so I hope this makes sense. But remember, your story is unique. Your journey is unique. You will not maneuver through life the way other people are doing. Okay, you have a unique journey. Stay true to the plan that you have. Stay true to the vision God has given you. Obey the voice of God concerning your lives. Okay, remember, two cannot walk together unless they agree. All right, thank you so much for listening. This is what I had for you. Remember to like, remember to comment, remember to subscribe. Comment, please. Tell me, what do you think is the right timing for you to get married? How long must people date? I want to get your opinion. What is your story as well? Share in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a good one.